ball from England and ball from England and your goal official. Have a good game, everyone.
Thank you, Mom. I couldn't hear a thing. Yeah. So I don't know whether it's loud.
All right, Reed, go for it.
Trying to pass it up to Dowling, and there's the pass to Dowling. Dowling gonna take a shot. Audrey Keeter across to Keyser. Keyser shot in and
third of 4 matches today from day 2 of the 2018 EPFA Champions Cup for Power Soccer Shop. I'm Tony Jackson. And a battle of the United Kingdom coming up right now. DCU Storm versus the Northern Thunder. This should be quite an exciting match, filled with great passing and hopefully some explosive offense. And ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, I want to apologize ahead of time for any horrible weather-related puns that may come up during this match. We'll try to make them as entertaining as possible. Also want to remind you all to go onto YouTube and find the Power Soccer Shop channel and hit subscribe. You can watch this tournament also simulcast on the YouTube channel. So at some point be sure to do that. It looks like DCU is going to take the kickoff. The center, EPFA McNichol, gets things underway. Nagos Montvilas wins a kick-in for DCU Storm. Emer O'Sullivan positioning at the corner triangle. Ed Common for Northern Thunder defending, trying to find a space. Common backs that one out. That's a 2-on-1 violation, advantage called. And now the center official is going to bring it back. And a free kick for Northern Thunder. Good crowd in here for this match. And this is actually a really important match because this will likely determine who the other team from Group A is to go through. McNichol taking on Sam Smith. The kick out, O'Sullivan, cut off by Smith. O'Sullivan, Montvilas, McNichol. Another kick in for DCU Storm. O'Sullivan into Common. And another 2-on-1 violation. DCU Storm will set up defensively as the Northern Thunder take this indirect free kick. Smith back to Common. Common over to Smith. That ball pops up in the air. Play continues, and now it's rolled up a little bit. McNichol defending. Good job by DCU Storm holding off that Northern Thunder threat. Common looking to pass back up to the top where Smith is waiting, but that ball is out of play, and we are going to get a kick in for Northern Thunder. Common sends it up to Smith. It's cut off by Montvillas. Common going to take this kick again. And that ball just squirts through, but McNichol is there to cut it off, and now she's holding on tight as Sam Smith tries to get the ball moving and generate a scoring opportunity for Northern Thunder. And now we're going to get a foul on EPFA McNichol for contact. So this will be a direct free kick. Patrick Flanagan, the goalkeeper, at the near post. And that ball slides through, and there's a shot saved by Flanagan, and another save by Flanagan. Good defense. McNichol, that's close to a 2-on-1 violation. Now, McNichol, the only person in the box, and now the 2-on-1 violation has been called. Let's watch this again. We're going to see this replay of this wonderful defense by Flanagan. That's one save and two saves, two quick saves by Patrick Flanagan. Good heads-up defense. McNichol, nice aggressive defense, and she actually bounced that one off of Smith. So Emer O'Sullivan will take this kick, going up to Montvillas. And Sam Smith has got positioning, so he's going to take the ball, looking to pass up to Common. That's close to a 2-on-1 violation. Referee whistle in mouth, but he calls the advantage, and it'll be a kick in once again for Northern Thunder. Smith to Common, back to Smith. Smith going for a 180 spin kick. It bounces off of McNichol, and the DCU Storm will set up a stacked defense with the goalkeeper, Patrick Flanagan, in between the two defenders. Very soft kick by Smith. Now that ball up to Common. Common's got to hold on. Now he passes down to Smith. Good defense by EPFA McNichol, disrupting the passing game for Northern Thunder, and that's what they're going to want to do in this match, really try to spread out the floor and get that ball moving, but McNichol has done very well so far to disrupt their plans. Common across the box, and there's a shot and a goal. Jack Maxwell from a great pass from Ed Common, and he faked the initial kick, and that got the defense to move. And it was just enough to hold them and allow Jack Maxwell to score 1-0 in favor of Northern Thunder. Great job by Ed Common. And that kick just a little too far for Naglis Montvillas to collect it. So Maxwell, the goal scorer, going to take this kick in. Common taking on McNichol, who loses the ball. Now Common driving her towards the DCU goal area. You can really hear those wheels squealing on the floor. It's a little bit sticky. And we're going to get a 2-on-1 violation on Smith and Common.
DCU. Defend the plane. Come on.
O'Sullivan opened up her chair a little too much and couldn't collect the ball, so kick in for Northern Thunder. 8th minute of the match. The Thunder lead 1-0 off of a Jack Maxwell goal. I want to thank you all watching the Power Soccer and Shop presentation of this 2018 EPFA Champions Cup. McNichol clears. Montvilas tried to let the ball go through. The pass intended for O'Sullivan's cut off by Common. Common waiting till the last moment over to Smith. Smith. Pass cut off by McNichol. Sam Smith, McNichol. McNichol turns Smith. Ball still in play. Smith, the kick out. O'Sullivan all the way across to Montvilas. Great movement by DCU Storm. Now Montvilas trying to make a pass across. O'Sullivan's waiting behind him. Common strips the ball away. Nice turn by Ed Common. Now Maxwell getting that ball turned towards the DCU goal area. Flanagan, nicely done. Now McNichol on the break, down the floor she goes. Ed Common chasing. McNichol creating some space to pass back to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan thought about going back to McNichol, but she hesitated, and that allowed Common to regain a defensive position. That ball springs out, almost a 2-on-1 violation. O'Sullivan has to clear out, and that allows Common to move back down the floor. Nice job, Ed Common, to win possession for Northern Thunder. Common looking to go across. It's cut off by Flanagan. Common keeps the ball in play. Smith back over to Common. McNichol closes him off. Common to Smith. The intended pass back to Common, cut off by O'Sullivan, but the ball elevated too high off the ground, so the official is going to call for a set ball. O'Sullivan and Smith will take it. Smith driving the ball. O'Sullivan almost touched it. She was able to turn away just in time, and now it's a goal kick for DCU Storm. Common sends that ball wide, but he saw an opportunity. So another goal kick coming up for Storm. McNichol, her pass cut off by Smith. Montvilas. Common with the ball. O'Sullivan's got it. Common trying to get around O'Sullivan. Referee's got the whistle in his mouth, but he decides not to blow it. Ball still in play. That ball off of O'Sullivan. Common. McNichol slows the ball down. Now the pass over to Smith. Sam Smith gets turned around. McNichol's there trying to get around it, but Smith does well to hold on. Nice turn by McNichol, but the official says the ball went out of play. And the DCU coaches are wondering if that's really the case.
Come on, guys. Come on, DCU.
Common, it's over to Smith. Now Montvilas with the ball. The pass over to O'Sullivan, and O'Sullivan lets it go through. I think she had an opportunity to pass back over to Montvilas. Ed Common was sitting right there waiting for her, and I think that kind of threw her off a little bit. Common with the ball. McNichol, that ball last touching off of her, and she takes Common, drives him down the floor. Good job by McNichol, and now DC Storm trying to threaten the Northern Thunder defense a little bit here. Ed Common, nicely done to get that ball away from McNichol, and he's still got possession of it. Now O'Sullivan will take her turn at him. And it goes out of play for a DCU Storm kick-in. 14th minute, it's still 1-0 in favor of Northern Thunder. Common now giving chase, trying to track down O'Sullivan, but the ball goes out. And it'll be a kick-in. McNichol tries to go across to Montvilas, and Ed Common cuts it off. Good defense and well read by Ed Common. Common takes a shot. It's just going to go wide, and Flanagan knocked that ball away. It's going to be a corner kick for Northern Thunder. I think if he had let that ball go, it would have gone out for a goal kick. It was close. Common stopped by McNichol. And that's going to be a contact foul on Ed Common. So a free kick for the Storm. Montvilas couldn't get there before Smith did. So McNichol now with the ball. Common, the pass over to Maxwell. McNichol trying to push through, and she does, but it looks like the referee's going to stop play. Now, referee apologizing. Could have let that play continue, but now Ed Common for Northern Thunder pressing the Storm defense. Oh, and that ball goes in the air, so we'll have a set ball from pretty much the corner down here. This is not a good spot for DCU Storm. Sam Smith may try to pop that ball out. Ed Common is waiting. And now Common with a pass. Common, nice defense. And the pass across to Maxwell. Flanagan with a save. And McNichol and Flanagan on that last shot went crashing into each other to stop that ball from going over the line. Wonderful defense. Sullivan cut off by Smith. Sam Smith kicks it out to Common. McNichol is there. Now McNichol's got positioning on Common. Let's see if she can turn him up the floor. That ball now out of play. And let's see, the referee says it's going to be Northern Thunder ball. I think that was the right call, as Common was making the turn to keep the ball in play. Common just going to let that ball roll out. That was to his outside, and there wasn't really too much he could do with that. Monvilas was there defending his inside. So good job by Monvilas to defend. So the officials calling a 2-on-1 violation on DCU Storm. We are in the 19th minute of the first half. Can Northern Thunder put up another goal before the halftime whistle? And there's Maxwell, shot and saved by McNichol, and a 2-on-1 violation called on Northern Thunder. So a free kick coming up for DCU Storm.
Okay, guys, come on.
Common with a long shot, and Jack Maxwell couldn't catch it to redirect it on goal. So a goal kick coming up for Storm. McNichol, Smith, Common back to Smith. Smith, Common all the way across to Maxwell. Maxwell across, but it's cut off by McNichol. And a shot from Common goes just wide of the post. We're in added time here in the first half. And although the score is only 1-0, the control and possession of this match so far has been heavily lopsided in favor of Northern Thunder. Montvilas taking on Common. Now Montvilas has got position on the ball. That's just out of play. He didn't turn in quite enough. It looks like we're going to actually get a foul on the play, so a direct free kick coming up in favor of DCU Storm. Montvilas into Smith. And that's the halftime whistle, ladies and gentlemen. 1-0 the score. Jack Maxwell, the only goal scorer so far in this match. We're going to take a break. When we come back the second half, you are watching DCU Storm Northern Thunder. It's the 2018 EPFA Champions Cup. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The second half about to begin. DCU Storm trailing Northern Thunder 1-0 for Power Soccer Shop. I'm Tony Jackson, and Northern Thunder starting out the second half. Ed Common with the ball, driving towards the DCU Storm goal area. McNichol trying to turn him around, and she does. Now McNichol working her way out of the goal area. Sam Smith trying to keep her in. Ball still in play. Nicely done by Aoife McNichol to knock that ball out and get a kick in for DCU Storm. That ball last touching off of Common. And O'Sullivan tried to go all the way across, but Common cuts it off. And now Thunder threatening once again. And a good job by McNichol. Goal kick coming up for DCU Storm. Good battle between Common and McNichol. And now kick in once again for Northern Thunder. Common going down to Smith. And now he fakes the kick, then goes to Smith. Now Common winds up. It's cut off by McNichol, but she almost missed it. Oh, McNichol loses track of the ball, but she recovers very well. And now Aoife McNichol running back out. And now Maxwell with the ball. Maxwell goes on goal. Flanagan stops it. McNichol comes in, tries to save it, and she pushes it out. It's going to be a corner kick for DCU Storm, for Northern Thunder. Maxwell cut off by McNichol, pushing Northern Thunder back just a little bit. Common straight into McNichol. Maxwell, 2-on-1 violation. Emer O'Sullivan knew she was close and she hesitated to clear the area. Unfortunately, she was a little late, and so an indirect free kick coming up for Northern Thunder. And it looks like Northern Thunder setting up for the old school boom boom play. And that ball all the way across, and Maxwell late to the post. Flanagan trying to create a little bit of space here. McNichol and Common battling again. The kick out, Montvilas with the ball. And Common strips Montvilas. O'Sullivan taking on Smith. Sam Smith doing well. O'Sullivan holding on. Ball still in play. And Smith just in good position to push through O'Sullivan. Ball still in play. Now O'Sullivan has to be careful. Nicely done by Sam Smith. Just rolling the ball off of O'Sullivan's chair. Corner kick coming up for Northern Thunder. It is the 26th minute. They lead 1-0. They're looking to increase that lead to 2. Sam Smith taking the kick. Common with a shot. It's saved. That ball off of Common, and so a goal kick coming up for DCU Storm. Good job by DCU Storm to push back the Northern Thunder a little bit. And we're going to get a substitution coming into the match in place of Jack Maxwell for the Northern Thunder. Number 10, Matt Harrison. Monvilas. McNichol driving at Common. Kick in for Storm coming up. That ball sent wide of the post, so goal kick for Northern Thunder. McNichol sends it back into Common. Common got position on McNichol. Nicely done by Ava McNichol to get that ball away from Common. Now she takes on Sam Smith. Smith gaining position on McNichol. McNichol recovers well though. Smith still pushing. It's out of play. Kick in for Northern Thunder coming up. Common. Ball cut off. Now Monvilas with the ball. Trying to go around Smith. McNichol over to Monvilas. Nice turn by Monvilas, but Sam Smith strips it away. Great job by Ava McNichol to strip the ball away. Common waiting for that pass to come up, and it does. Nice passing between McNichol and O'Sullivan. 2-on-1 violation. Sam Smith and Ed Common getting a little too close together. So now a chance for DC Storm to pressure the Northern Thunder defense. O'Sullivan saw Smith back there and slowed down her spin because of him. Harrison O'Sullivan for Storm. Common hits it out, and a good chance here now for DCU Storm to try to get an equalizer here. 31st minute. O'Sullivan cut off by Common, nicely done. Now Harrison with the ball. Harrison sends the ball on goal. Goal kick for DCU Storm. Good transition counterattack by Northern Thunder. And now a 2-on-1 called on Northern Thunder. Once again between Ed Common and Sam Smith. Emer O'Sullivan going to take the kick over to McNichol. McNichol 180 spin kick, and she just missed it. And so that'll be a kick in for Northern Thunder. Nice job, EPFA McNichol, to get around Sam Smith, but Smith recovers very quickly. Great battle between these two. McNichol, Montvilas, cut off by Smith. Well read, Sam Smith. Now Common taking on Montvilas. Nice job, Ed Common, to get past Montvilas and then getting the ball off of O'Sullivan. Ed Common going to take this kick for the Northern Thunder. Smith off of McNichol, and another kick in from a dangerous position for DC Storm. Can Northern Thunder capitalize on this moment and extend their lead? Smith right into Flanagan. McNichol pushes the ball up the floor. O'Sullivan's there, and she passes it back, but really felt like she could have waited for the ball for just a moment and then tried to take it up the floor. Now Ed Common getting around EPFA McNichol. Close to a 2-on-1 violation by Northern Thunder, and the referee's going to call it. Indirect free kick coming up for DC Storm. Nicely done, well taken, but Sam Smith does a great job to defend. Smith dragging McNichol. The referee's asking the players to keep the ball rolling. Good job by Sam Smith. Play continues. Sam Smith trying to get that ball back towards the DCU goal area. Well done, EPFA McNichol. Off of Ed Common. .35th minute of the match. DC Storm still trailing 1-0. Smith, a long pass. O'Sullivan cuts it off. O'Sullivan has McNichol behind her. That ball comes out. Smith trying to get around McNichol. Pass out to Common, who passes over to Harrison. Harrison took a shot, and that one went off of Flanagan, so it's going to be a corner kick Northern Thunder we've just entered the 36th minute. And if DC Storm are going to equalize, they have to work a little bit quickly here. That ball's still in play off the post. Flanagan sends it out, and it's going to be another corner kick in favor of Northern Thunder. DCU kick in. Time winding down in this match. Eamon O'Sullivan going to take this kick. Smith holds onto the ball. McNichol going to take on Smith. Sam Smith doing extremely well, but McNichol doing a little bit better to strip that ball away. Common with a long shot, it goes off Montvilas. It's going to go out for a kick in favor of Northern Storm. And the passing that had worked so well for DCU Storm earlier in this competition seems to have gone away. Northern Thunder have taken away a lot of their passing lanes and really just kind of disrupted their main strategy of getting that ball to move around. On the other side, Northern Thunder have been able to complete some passes and move the DC Storm defense around a little bit, but Storm defense has done fairly well to prevent Northern Thunder from scoring too many goals and still keeping this within a manageable distance. Common off of McNichol. McNichol nicely taken. Alcott comes up to make a play on the ball and he knocks it out. Time winding down, 39th minute. DCU Storm looking for an equalizer here. Smith, Montvilas the last to touch that ball, and now Northern Thunder will take the kick. Common lets that ball go. O'Sullivan picks it up. O'Sullivan driving. Can they create a scoring opportunity here? O'Sullivan kicks it out to McNichol, but Ed Common's right there trailing the ball. Now Montvilas is there as an outlet for McNichol. Can she get it over to him? No, Ed Common really holding on tight there. Common dragging Montvilas down the floor. Oh, that's going to be a foul on Montvilas and a direct free kick for Northern Thunder. We are in added time now. Northern Thunder still leading 1-0. Common, Smith, back to Common, who's looking to go back to Smith. Smith's going to knock it out of play. Oh, and a little bit of gamesmanship there by Sam Smith, hitting the ball out to kind of wind down some more of the clock. That ball off of Smith again. DCU Storm have to work quickly. Monvilas is going to take this kick. He's just going to fire it across the floor. Commons there to take it. There's the final whistle. Northern Thunder score in the first half, and it's enough to earn them the victory. They beat DCU Storm 1-0. Excuse me, great match. And we're going to take a break. When we come back, our final match of the day, Les Eagles versus Al Futfotail. We'll be back in just a little bit. You're watching the 2018 EPFA Champions Cup.